All right, so we're working in the shop today, and you can see there's no car in the bay. Oh, there's a dog in the bay. A little dog just went running out, wants to go outside, even though it's pouring rain. Stella, hey, I know you're camera shy. It's so funny. Whenever I turn the camera on, she won't look or respond. Look at me. Come here. Okay, we're going to get past the dog and pony tricks. We do have a car on the lift today. And it's now considered a classic, and that's actually the point of this video. This is my 1991 Eagle Talon Turbo. It's all-wheel drive, the iconic sports car of the 90s. And what I mean by that is that it was cheap, affordable, and super fast, super fun for the time. We're talking... from 91. I got this car in 99 from a junkyard. Basically, it was missing transmission and transfer case. I paid $400 for the car. I think I put $2,000 into it, maybe more, and all my time, which I don't credit. And I had a lot of fun with this car, and it beat a lot of cars you wouldn't think. Where are you going? We're just getting in the meat of things here, Stella. Stella, the shop dog, has no interest. So I wanted to do a little way back rewind on what made this car special for its day. It's now considered a classic. You don't see these anywheres anymore. They're all rusted away. I had 7 of these cars at one point in time. Not all at the same time, but this was like the 4th or the 5th. And I loved them. But they got cut up, they got wrecked, they got smashed. Kept this one. And it's pretty original. Only has 112,000 original miles. I got it with 109,000 miles. So I've only put 3,000 miles on it in 25 years. 20 years. Let's say 25 years. Not a lot of drag strip passes, but not a lot of miles. And lately I've been driving it. I've been enjoying it. It's not super powerful. We're talking 500 horsepower, which is... or was a lot, but nowadays that's nothing. But while I had the car up in the air, I was doing some maintenance and fixing a leak. I wanted to show people, I was like, somebody's probably interested in this car. So let's do a little undercarriage inspection, and I'll show you what made this car so fast. This is a 10-second car. It was a $400 car that goes 10 seconds. Now, granted, I did some modifications and I put some love into this thing, but that's pretty cheap for that much fun or that much fast. So I just want to show you some things underneath to kind of kick things off and show you the way we used to do it back in the day, which is only 20 years ago. But let's see, where do we start? So the engine, which is right here, and we're standing underneath the engine, is grimy. You can see there's oil, and it's nasty, and I feel really bad. There's mold and stuff growing on the car. It sits around a lot. But that's not what makes the car fast. It kind of makes a sleeper. The stock engine, this is not a bulletproof engine. I actually had an engine problem, but this is a stock engine. Stock cams, stock rods, stock pistons, stock crankshaft. It does have some trickery on the fuel management, but it's stock. Okay, where were we? I think the camera cut off. Stock engine, 2.0 liter. It's never been bored, never been apart. Wait, it has been apart. I blew a head gasket one time. So it does have a Cometic, it's called a metal layered head gasket and head studs, because I run a lot of boost. So that is one thing, but no valve job, nothing like that. 2.0 4G 6.3 engine, fantastic engine. I had another issue with it too, but I can't remember what it was. I've broken a lot of stuff. The harmonic balancer is aluminum. I sheared or broke one of those. Timing belt's been replaced a bunch of times. The transmission has had many issues. Broke a couple gears. Clutches, probably 10 clutches. I now have an ACT street disc in it, which is good for, 500 horsepower, which is about what this is. And that's great. It doesn't have too much pedal pressure, but it's just a simple setup. You can see I've got a pretty good size intercooler here. Spans the width between the fog lights. Had to cut the back of the bumper. It's 4 inches thick. I think it's 16 inches tall. It's massive. Indy Race Core, I think is who made that. It's the biggest intercooler that I could put in this car. I have methanol injection, which is this pump right here. The washer tank, which is right there, doubles as a methanol canister. 1-inch tubing to feed this thing. I use a lot of methanol, and that's what gives it secret superpowers. So this is PTFE line. That's what I just replaced. I had a leak in this hose. Wasn't getting full boost because I wasn't getting enough methanol. What else? We got a big turbo. I forget what it is. It's a Force Performance 75, 76, something like that. 56, 72. It's big. It's not too laggy, but it's big. 3.5-inch dump pipe. A 44mm wastegate. Special fans, but really not crazy stuff. Straight through exhaust all the way out to the back. I would put in a catalytic converter for testing, but I don't do that anymore. The car's exempt. I filled all the transmission, all the driveline mounts with silicone. You can see they're completely full. It's a little trick, keep them from slopping around with the power. Completely full. It does have an upgraded rear differential. I broke the first one. It was a 3-bolt. This one looks like I replaced in 03. It's a 4-bolt and it is limited slip. And it tells you that right there on that label. I have special shocks in the back to counter the anti-squat. I think I said 3-inch exhaust all the way straight through. Just basic stuff. Basically, it's just a little 4-cylinder with a big turbo, and it goes almost 10-second quarter miles. I think the fastest I ever went was 133 with this thing. And that's moving, or that was moving back in the day. I had a lot of fun with this car. Oh, sticky tires. These are BFGs 225s. You can see that they're actually too wide for the rim, but you need that. You need all the traction you can get. That's the trouble with these things. They don't have, if they do hook up on the line, you usually end up breaking something because the drivetrain's not it's not meant to withstand the kind of power these things can put down. But if you can ease it off the line and just hit the high end of the track, trapped 130, that's still moving pretty good. Had a lot of fun with this car. Let's put it down and I'll show you the top side, some of the modifications that are old school there as well. Okay, so we're looking at the top side of our Eagle Talon Super Turbo. This is the 4G63 engine. It is 2-liter. I put on new spark plug wires, spark plugs, what's called a MAF translator, which is this little box right here. So the MAF airflow is different. This is off of like a Chevrolet Corvette or Caprice, and I've tuned it for that. This is my, I just have one single injector for the methanol right at the intake of the throttle body there. I do have a high pressure fuel pump in the gas tank. A lot of tweaking. Big turbo. It's a Force Performance Garrett. I think it's a 5672. I can't remember, but in its day, 20 years ago, that was the turbo to have. It's ball bearing. I do have a wideband air fuel ratio meter. This is our meth container, methanol. Lots of electronic trickery. A Apexy, what do you call that? Fuel controller. Oh, it does have 660cc fuel injectors. Oh, we fixed this. I gotta pull the keys. We have the old school duty cycle for the injectors and basically an O2 meter to check our fuel ratio meter. That was before the Apexy. And now this is considered old. This is an old race car. Before, when I had this, I had a rheostat in here that I would control the ohms to the coolant temperature sensor to richen it out or lean it out. That's how I tuned the car back in the day. Did really well, got in the 12s with that. This is our dash panel. We have a few gauges over here, just EGTs, which I don't use much. Boost, use that a lot. And then our wideband up there. And I think I showed you our methanol controller is down here. It's this is our progressive methanol controller by Alki Control. Works really good. We've got to have our non-skid pedals for all our shifting. Oh, this car does have the ECU, what's that called? Special ECU, you can do no lift shifts. So you can shift without the clutch during runs. Pretty amazing. Just floor it and go, even though it's a 5-speed manual. Stock shifter, stock transmission, stock linkage. Pretty amazing. Still, this car intrigues me, and it's really, really old. Stella, are you finally going to make an appearance? Yeah, you good girl. So there's a lot behind the old 16-valve dual overhead cam turbo all-wheel drive. These are fun little cars. Like I said, I had a bunch of them, got rid of them all, kept this one, and now I just drive it for pleasure, take the kids out, and I think I'm going to drive it today. It's a really rainy day. It's a really great rain type car, and I know there's a few guys on this that follow my channel that really like this thing, and other 4G63 projects that I've done in the past. They're now out of fashion because there's so much stuff out there that's faster, but still a pretty cool car and deserves a little history and a video work over today. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I didn't overload you with information, but got to keep this old girl running.